Well, I've showed enough ways to build these. I thought maybe I would show you how I set up these signs. These are the That Laser Dude signs. Thought I'd show how I set them up in Lightburn. So this one here, this is the bunny sign. So I'm actually going to be creating one called Cardinal. So I've already got one, but I'm not going to resave it. But basically, the first thing I would do is I would save it as whatever it's going to be. So this would be I would file save as Cardinal, and it's smaller than what the size was of the file when I bought it. So that Laser Dude signs are about 18 inches. I cut them down to about 12, 11 and 3/4. So the reason I am starting with an existing file is because I've already got all my layers set up. I've got my framing layer set up. I've got my logo or my company information that I put on the back set up. My first cut layer is set up, second one, and then the wording for the top for the welcome sign. So when I import the new file, I'm basically going to reuse these same layers. So let's get started. So I go File, Import, and it's going to be Cardinal. So I go ahead and bring that in. I don't know if you can see that where I went to the File Import part, but all right. So you can see this one is substantially bigger than this guy. So first thing I'm going to need to do is downsize it. But before I do that, I might as well clean all this up. So I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be the back. So it goes on this board. The only board I have labeled is this one. It says no backing. So that's going to be the back. So I need that one to go on layer 27. So I pick this, assign it to 27. And now that's going to be on the same layer as this one. Now what I can do, I can go ahead and get my lettering out of here. Now at this point I can get rid of this guy. And you want to do this after you've reassigned something to that layer. Otherwise it would make layer 27 disappear. All right, now I believe this one is already on. So everything else is on this layer 0. So this guy is going to be what's going to be on layer 0, but I also have the two welcomes. So those are on layer 1. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to assign them to layer 1, which is the blue layer. Okay, and then I can get rid of this welcome. And actually I can get rid of this guy too. So now I kept all my layers, so they're all still there, but I don't want to move them in first until I resize everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these guys and I'm going to center it on the other one. So what you do is you pick one and then you hit the shift key, and whichever one you pick second or last is the one that is the others are gonna get centered into. So you'll notice this guy's not gonna move. So I'm gonna go Arrange, Align, Center. Now you can use the hotkeys up here, but because I'm recording, it doesn't want to let me do that. All right, so what I want to do now that those are centered, I'm going to go ahead and group them. So I can right click, group, and then I want to do the same thing with the welcome sign. So again, you pick the first one, the second one you pick, it'll go into that. So Arrange, Align, Center, and then I'm going to group that. Okay, now I got to get this guy centered into here. It's not going to work when I center it. So if I click this, then I click this, Arrange, Align, Center, you'll see it's way too high. All right, so it's centered right to left, which is good. So it's centered right to left, so I just need to move it down. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my down arrow, and you'll notice how slow it's moving. It's because I've got the amount it'll move per button push is really low, and that's so that I can fine tune it. So that's pretty good. And where you change that, so let me just go ahead and group all this. Group. So where you change that, you go to Tools, Edit Settings. That's Edit Settings, and then you go into Units. This arrow right here. So normally that would probably be like 0.01. And that'll move a lot. So I've reduced it to 0.005, so it doesn't move that much. All right, so now I've got this all centered. And I know I already grouped it, but just to be safe, yeah, it's grouped. Now I need to resize it. Now the boards that I use are 24 inches wide by 12 inches tall. So I want to be able to fit 2 in here. So it can't be more than like 11 3/4 inches wide or tall to fit in here. Okay, tall because it's only one, but wide because I'm going to have 2 on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my size, and basically the biggest number, which for this one is the height, I'm going to make that 11 3/4 for my wood, 11 3/4. All right, so now I've got it sized the way I want it. Now I need to get everything ungrouped and separated out. All right, so basically you want to pick it, right click, ungroup, and then pick the welcome, get it out of there. Now it's grouped with the other sign that's below it. So now you go and you ungroup that, and then pick it, and then it'll take that off of there. And right now this is grouped with the bottom. So you got the top and the bottom together. So I'm going to ungroup that. Just ungroup once, and then click on it, and it'll let you pull that out of there. All right, so now I've got them sized the way that I want them. Now this is going to go in this guy. So this guy's already sitting at 0 0. So this frame would be my first cut frame. It's located at X0, Y0. So basically I like to go 1/8 of an inch off the edge and top. So 0.125, 0.125. And if by some chance, let me undo that. If by some chance that doesn't work for you, so if you happen to go and you want to move it to 0.125, 0.125, let's try putting points, not commas, 0.125, 0.125, and it's something like that, not lined up right. Check and make sure you're working off the corner, the upper left box. So now if I go 0.125, 0.125, 0.125, now it's right where I want it. Okay, so this is my bottom. I'm going to put my logo, my company information on here, but right now, even though this is the bottom board, when I cut this, this is actually the top. So you want to flip that around so that you're working on the bottom. And I actually found that this works better because the bottom ends up with a cleaner cut, because whatever the top is will have a nice clean cut. Whatever's sitting on your honeycomb could end up getting burn marks on it. So this actually works out pretty good. So what you want to do is you pick this guy, you go arrange, and then you're going to go flip horizontal. Let me move this so that you can see it. So if you watch this guy, I'm going to go arrange, click on it, arrange, and then flip horizontal is basically going to flip it right around the center of this object. So flip horizontal, and you can see how it flipped it. It's still maintaining the 1/8 inch here and an 1/8 inch here. So that's exactly where I want it. And now this is the bottom. So when it burns my logo on there, uh, it'll be where I need to put it. If I did it on the top, then when I assemble everything, it's going to cover it up. So now I got to get this centered. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that, pick the object, arrange, and then you'll see it doesn't really put it where I want it. Arrange center. I mean, for a lot of jobs that would be fine, but for this one, I want it to be in the middle of this circle here, the oblong circle. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I know it's centered right to left. I just want it to be lower. And that's maybe just an OCD thing on my part, but I'd rather have it down here on the sign. All right, and that's exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to go ahead and group it. I'll group that, and I want 2 per board. So this is where I use the array tool. So if you grab this, I know it's already grouped. You got this array tool down here. It's create an array. So you pick on that, and then I'll move this over. And I like my spacing to be 0.125. I mean, you can space it out however you want, but that's usually a pretty good spacing for me. Now, if you go in the Y, it's going to go down. If you go in the X, it's going to go over. I want X because I want 2 per board, and I'm cutting it this way. I'm going to say OK to that. So now I've got this layer, this board exactly the way I want it. So that's good to go. Now we'll work on the second one. Let me go ahead and move this over. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this other board out of the way because I'm done with it. So let's go ahead and change this to T1. T1 is my working frame layer. change this to T2. T2 is in holding framing layer. Let's go ahead and group all this so we can get it out of the way. Always group before you move. Otherwise, you could end up messing up your alignment on something. Get this out of here. Now we're going to grab my work layer, my T1. We're going to put it at 0x, 0y. And I'm going to grab this guy, put it at 0.125, my eighth of an inch, and 0.125. That's where I want it. And let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, this is where it gets really easy. So that's exactly what I want. So now I'm going to go ahead and create an array again. And again, you're going to go in the X, so it's going to create one to the right where I want it. Let's say OK to that. All right, now I'm going to move my next layer in. So take this guy, move it to T1. Take this guy, move it to T2, my holding layer. Go ahead and group it all together. Group. Move it out of the way. Rinse and repeat. Take this. This does get a little tricky though, doing the wording. So this will be worth it. All right, so now I've got that where I want it. Let's go ahead and put this guy up. So these guys are in holding. Okay, so now the wording. So I'm going to take this over here. Now that's not oriented the way I want it. I actually want it to be flipped. So the trick to make it turn 90 degrees is you push the function key. You have to have it highlighted, so highlight it. Function key and the period. And I actually like it to be that way. Yep. Okay, now I have that, so I can go my 0.125. What did I do? Function that. Function that. All right, let's try this again. 0.125. 0.125. All right, so now that guy's good. So we want to do two of them. So I'm going to create my array. I'm going to go on the X. And I've got it. Now for the first one that you do on this, you want to create, this guy is basically just something that I use when I paint this. I may want this center part where the text is going to be. This is where welcome's going to be. I may want that to be a different color. I may want it to be white, and all the rest of the stuff gets painted black. So I'll paint this white first. Then when it dries, I tape this to it. And then when I paint all this other stuff black, the white stays covered. All right, so you only need to do these on the very first one. And since I'm doing two of them, I'm going to create two of these. So again, function period. And then you can't use your 0.125 on this one. You can go 0.125 in the Y, and then you've got to move it over. So go ahead and click on it and use your arrow keys. All right, I'm going to use this here. So edit, screen settings, units. Let's go 0.02. Now you see the difference it makes. So now I click on this, and it moves a lot faster. So it's moving 0.02 inches per button push, so it's a lot quicker. Okay, get it where I like it. I'm going to say that's good. And then it's only on the first one that I have to do two of these. So I'm going to make two of them, go in my X, say okay, I've got two there. Right, they should all be on the same layer, and they are. And I'm going to go ahead and group this. Doesn't matter. Oops. Go ahead and group this. Now I'm going to get it set up for my first cut operation. So this will be the first one. I always do the bottom one first, the one with no backing. So I'm going to ungroup that. Ungroup, and I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it on my working frame layer, my T1, and I'm going to group it. And this guy's already ungrouped, so I'm going to put this on my T2. Then I'm going to group it. I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm going to pick this guy. I'm going to put him at X0, Y0. And I'm going to put this guy in his right spot. This is kind of my order of operations, so I'm going to cut my bottom first with no backing. Then I'm going to cut this one with a backing and this one with a backing. So that's all set. So I've got my active frame turned on. Now this is important. I always do the lettering first, the engraving first, and then cut. So engraving first and then cut. So this is my sequence of operations. And then before I run it, I want to check and make sure that's all I have. That's all that's going to cut when I run this. And then once this one's done, I'll just walk you through. Let's pretend I just cut that. Cut that. It's all set. So the first thing I do is I click on this. I ungroup it. I click on the frame. I change it to my T1, my cut framing, my active framing. And then let's go ahead and group that. Okay, then we ungroup this guy. And then pick the framing layer, assign it to T2, and then group it. And this is personal preference. I mean, I'm sure there's 1,000 different ways to do this, but this is how I do it. Okay, so now I grab this guy. It's already grouped. Put it on 0, 0. Then move this guy back over. And actually move him out of the way. This one's going to be next. This is my workflow. This guy's already done, in theory. And now I'm ready to go. All I got to do, and I keep them in order. So this is the next one. Turn that one on and turn these two off and go ahead and check. That's what I'm cutting next. So hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments or reach out to me. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, or you can email me at woodworkbyallen@yahoo.com. That's woodworkbyallen@yahoo.com, or just put something in the comments. If you're getting anything from my videos, please, any value from my videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next video, laser on, dudes.